It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I was up around 2-ish. I got some sleep. That's good. I'm feeling, got a little bit of a cough from the weekend still, but besides that, I'm feeling fine. Fine enough to go for another walk today. And probably another one the next day after that. I gotta do compost run. Um, I got an email response. That's not what I wanted. Um, in fact, the intent of the landlord, um, or the property owners, the property owners indicated that they had no intent of actually physically giving me the money. So it looks like we're gonna have to wait, and it's just the way the court order is, because it was put down at the end of May. So I happened to get it on the 31st. I think it was probably placed there on the 30th, but I slept all that day. Um, and it was just written for the next month. It's just how I guess you need to do a court order in that scenario, right? It's kind of how it is, sort of thing. Um, Meaning that, I mean, it tells me that if they don't pay me by the 15th, then I can take it off for July. I would have rather had it say that if they don't pay me by the beginning of the month, then I can, but I mean, they had to, you know, there's rules with this legal stuff, and they had to have enough notice, and I mean, I get it. But I mean, that means I need to wait till next month, because they're not going to give it to me, so. In fact, I think that they might even be expecting to think that they could, I don't know, like intimidate me into not, like, this is what happens when you're dealing with retards. Is they behave like retards, and it's, I mean, it's like I said, the guy upstairs is like he's the guy's like an ape, right? Like, you know, it's all about dominance, and I guess his daughter is maybe not that far from the tree, it hasn't fallen that far away. She seemed a little bit more reasonable, but ultimately, like, the impression that I'm getting from her is that she still has the same intention to introduce some kind of a hierarchy, right? Some kind of a feudal relationship of, okay, I'm the property owner, so I'm the lord. I'm above you, and you have to submit to my authority, right? It's just like, what is it, like the 1300s? Like, and like, what are you, 12 years old? Grow the fuck up, right? So, this is the reality of it anyways. She seems to be humiliated that she was defeated in court by a peasant. But I mean, like, it's like I told you over and over again with a lot is you just refuse to listen, right? And if you're gonna be arrogant and stupid, then you can pay the consequences. And these are not steep consequences. You owe me $58. Like, are you gonna give me a hard time about $58? You know, Your Highness, right? Anyways, they're gonna be stupid about it. So this is what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna have to. I mean, that's the difference between whether I can just go finish my groceries tomorrow or whether I need to be a little bit more careful. I worked it out. I mean, I can. The only thing I'm really gonna have to wait on, it looks like, is probably hot sauce. Depending on how much I pay for tomatoes, I might have to buy a few less Caesars, but I might not need them anyways, right? You know, and instead of getting 3 ice creams, I'll get 2, and I'll come back at the beginning of the month, right? I'm gonna get $60 out on the 10th, so I mean, like, I'm not done for the month, right? There's money coming in on the 10th, and that $60, if I don't get these $60 they're gonna give me, at the very least, that $60 will let me finish my grocery shopping, even if it doesn't really leave me with much else for the rest of the month. Um, The difference is, if they gave me that, say, $60, or if they let me take the $58 off the check, then I could probably go to something. But I mean, like, I'm not, like, I already checked, there really isn't anything I want to go to this month, really, besides that one Noveler show, and that was even iffy, right? I mean, I'm calling it the Noveler show. It's Noveler is opening for Mary Timony, who is um, she's playing her helium stuff, but she's been in a bunch of different um, Pacific Northwest kind of, let's just call them a rock band. Let's avoid gendering them for once. Anyways, and I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, right? But I mean, I would probably stay and enjoy it. But I mean, if I was gonna go, it would be to go to see Noveler. And I already saw her play once, and it was good and everything. But I mean, it's if I'm gonna go see Noveler as the only thing I do in June, it's just it'll be just to get out of the house, right? And even so, I could maybe even still do it with the $60. It's just a question of whether this is really um, it's the question of whether this is a month that I can just kind of relax and do whatever I want in, and a month where I'm kind of tight and pitching pennies, right? The other thing is I still have to get a hard drive. Um, and that's something I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days once I'm done cleaning in here. Once I'm done cleaning, and I did a little bit. I've uploaded a bunch of stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but I uploaded a bunch of it, so I got another bit of that done. But I mean, I'm going to be like once I'm done cleaning in here, because I'm not going anywhere this month. I'm going to be focusing mostly on the list of things, and that's stuff in there, right? So if I had a few $100 to deal with that, that would be good. And it's just it would be one thing if they told me that like they don't have the $58 and they have to wait, and I would say okay, but that's ridiculous. Like as I said before, like nobody has unlimited funds, but their funds are not they're not stretched. They're not poor. They're wealthy, and they're wealthy because they have inherited money, right? Like this is inherited money that's come from I don't know where, but it's not that guy's money, that's for sure. So this is an annoyance, but it's short term. It's a few weeks. It shall pass. I gotta like, just how stupid are they? Okay, let's. We have a litmus test for just how stupid they are. That's about to come up. Okay. They may give me a hard time about the fan in the front. Now, as I mentioned, the smokers are moving out. If they merely let the situation sit as it is, then I will only take $58 off for the check in July. Now keep in mind, this is just a few weeks, because they're going to be gone. Or they told me they were going to be gone. Maybe that's not true either, but we'll find out. If they give me a hard time and try to get me to dismantle the fan, then I have every right to take $50 off the check. On top of the 50. I think it'll go down $100. Or $108. And that would be stupid. Because all I need to do is wait. That said, I'm kind of expecting them to do it. Because I don't have a lot of respect for their intelligence. And we'll see. We'll see over the next couple of days. If they come down here, you'll have to dismantle the fan. The court order told them that they have to install a fan. They didn't tell them that they have to let me run it. That's not going to cost $50 to run. So they want to lose money on that. We'll see how stupid they are. Anyways, I'm going to get a smoothie. This is my smoothie from yesterday, actually. I may have two of them. I gotta get to doing a little more cleaning in here. I am gonna finish the grocery shopping that I wanted to do. I gotta leave around. Actually, I can. Yeah, you know what? I'll just do that and do a little bit of cleaning. I'll be out here around 7 because it's about an hour walk. So that's what I'm doing today. My hair is back to being messy on the side again. It's about 10:30, and there is gonna be a slight change. What did I do this morning? I made some eggs. I was gonna just have a smoothie and then go out, but I got a smoothie, I got some eggs, got the whole thing, right? I'm gonna go try and pay my rent. I don't think he's home, But the thing today I need to do is, I was gonna just go out and finish my grocery shopping, but if I'm going to all 3 stores anyways, it makes sense to make a compost run out of it. So we'll go do the whole thing and we'll walk through it and everything else. But that's the shift in plans, and that's what I'm doing for the day. Now I was at home. Trying a few minutes. Well, no, I don't know where it was during the day. It's really gone. But I guess I'll try when I get home around noonish. So I put aside 20 for laundry, and that's my second thought. I am gonna want to do my sheets for sure. Okay. So that's one. Okay, so that's 2 loads. So I'm actually gonna. Okay. I was gonna take the 20 out, and then wait until the 10th, and then maybe do some then. But on second thought, I'm gonna want to at least do a. Oh, should I do towels too? I could probably get away without towels. Or even if I can just make one really big a load. Yeah. I'm gonna bring the 10 with me, and we'll see where it goes. What's that extra 10? That extra 10 will let me get a drink as I'm walking around, and it might put a couple extra, dollars towards it if I'm a couple dollars short. The thinking is that, if I'm not going anywhere this month, or at least not going anywhere until the 10th, I'm a couple dollars short, why would I spend that on laundry and why not spend it on what I'm doing in here, right? But I think that's got to get done. So that's excuse me. It's allergies. I don't know exactly what I'm allergic to. I think I'm allergic to nitrogen. That's my joke, and no one ever gets it. Anyways, something else. Well, why don't we talk when I get going? Okay, so the first task is to get a cart, and while I'm there, it's actually kind of chilly. It's like 10:30. Cold. It's June and it's 10:30 and it's cold. This is not good. Yeah, so step one is get a cart, bring it back. While I'm at the store, I'll check the prices on the various things. And I was thinking maybe getting a drink there, but it's if it's cold, maybe I'll wait. We'll see when I get there. But I'm going to be back to the headphones as I'm walking today. It's been a while since I did that. I guess there's not really a reason for it. It's just that they came out of use. There's a new record by one of my favorite bands called Do Make Say Think, from Toronto back in the late 90s. So that's going to be a part of what I'm doing today is checking that out. I don't know. It kind of depends. I mean, in terms of expectations, I don't know what to expect. I haven't heard any of it. The last one that they did was kind of a return to form, but I think that the general understanding was their last record was their last record, but it was their last record in a sense of being their last like classic records. I get it. I'm kind of sort of assuming that the new record is probably going to be closer to the 2007 record, which was kind of more leaning towards maybe kind of a Broken Social Scene kind of a sound, and there is a big overlap in membership. In fact, I claimed through the OOs that the only thing anyone would ever remember Broken Social Scene for was breaking up Do Makes They Think. And it may end up being true in the end. But they did the string of records. I guess it was there was the it was the 1, 2, 3. The first 5 records were just great. So the first 5, is it 5 of them? 1, 2, 3. Only 4 of them. Yeah, there's only 4 of them. I apologize. And they're all brilliant. And then the 2007 one was kind of iffy. But then they came back with the one after that was great. It was as good as anything they ever did. So maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But I mean, they haven't had a record in, I guess that was 8 years ago. So I should be expecting it to cycle back around and be more of a commercial affair. I hope they surprise me. I hope they say otherwise. But let's see. Let's find out. Throw that on and give it a listen, and I'll tell you what I think when it's through. When I was in there yesterday, I noticed that the orange juice was nearly expired. I got 4 days. When I came in today to check prices, they cut it down to $1. In Canada, that's normally around $4, maybe $5. Sometimes more. If I were to get that at the convenience store, it would be like $7. It's Canadian money, but that's what it costs. So $1, that's like 20% of the price. So I got 4 of them. It means I got to drink them relatively quick. They won't go bad on the 5th, but anyways, I was gonna get a drink for the walk. 2 liters of orange juice is for $1 is about as good as I'm gonna get, or 1.5 anyways. Sorry, trigger happy. And the light went, but my light didn't. Anyways. How is this? Every record this band did was a little different. And this is you can tell it's them. It's just, it's going to take a few listens before I come up with a real answer. Probably have to wait until I get home tonight. But, don't get a better thing to walk with than this. Actually, hey, I bring my carts back and I don't throw shit in the ground. Okay, I'm going to enjoy that. Okay, I found the landlord there. Or not the landlord, the supervisor. Gave him the check, and he didn't give me a formal receipt, but he gave me a piece of paper that says that he got it. That's all I wanted, really. Nothing more complex than that. And I got half the compost out. I got the juice in. It's nice to have some food in the fridge, huh? And he didn't. I tried to point out, like, okay, the next one's gonna be. He didn't understand, right? I'm not even sure that the actual property owner understands. Anyways, let me just get this out, and we'll go from there. It is Christmas in June for the compost people. 3 large bags of compost.
a lot of coffee grinds, and even some eggshells. Eggshells are good for calcium, so it's separated. So that's that. Compost dropped. The second store had some good price on cheese. Now I'm off to the third store to tie it all together. Whew. Little heat stroke maybe. It's hot out. This is great exercise though, I love it. Okay, so this actually worked out well. I got, with that $10 I took from laundry, I got juice and Caesar and a pop. So that mostly, that was the extra stuff I wasn't sure about. But as it turns out, the cheese was like half price. So I got extra cheese and got a few dollars on top of it. The tomatoes were super cheap. So like about 40% of what I expected. And the green peppers weren't cheap, but I exaggerated it. I planned for really expensive peppers because they often are, right? But they weren't, so I got a few dollars up on that too. Meaning that once I'm gonna go to the first store and I'm gonna get ice cream there. It's because they don't have any here. I want to get to the smallest distance because it's ice cream and it's warm out. It's not really warm out, but it's warm enough to worry about it. And just, I was thinking I'm gonna get a little less if I go to the first store, but because I'm concerned about absolute funds rather than, it's just, I was thinking I'd save a couple dollars that way. It turns out it doesn't really matter. In fact, I was worried I was gonna come out of this pretty much with nothing, but I'm actually gonna have about $20 left over, which doesn't really mean anything. But it means that, if I have to get a coffee over the next 10 days, I can. So that's actually, it works out. I'm gonna be in bed for the next 10 days, I guess, mostly, anyways. But that's how that is. So I got one more stop to make. Drop off the cart, get some ice cream, and then I'm going home. All right, the shopping cart is now returned. Remember, kids, shopping carts are collective property. That means you can use them as you need to, so long as you return them where you found them in the condition that you took them in. That's what being a good guy. That's what being a good anarchist is. Forget about these crazy ideas that, capitalists want to scaremonger you with. That's what anarchism is. Anarchism is recognizing that shopping carts are collective property. Therefore, you have the right to use them as you see fit, so long as you return them in proper condition when you're done using them. Very simple. And we need to continue to make that point over and over again until people get it. My feet are crazy sore. I gotta sit for a minute. Ooh, okay, so I ended up, I did put that in the freezer, right? Yeah. I ended up taking another $10 out for the laundry, so we can do that in the next couple of days. It's kind of cold down here, unfortunately. The whole window open thing, well, it's what I got. I'm also maybe a little sweaty, so I'm gonna go over there and warm up. My feet are not a lot better than they were when I came back from Detroit the last time. Maybe a bit, but not much. And I don't think I'm doing anything else for the rest of the day besides sleeping. So I just want to end the day here. What did we finish today? Okay. We got compost run done. We got
Rent paid. Yeah, we'll get the groceries done. Okay. And I'll be back at this tomorrow. I did check my account online. I've got $8 over top, so it's only a week. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stay in for the next week, anyways. So, I'm done. I'm gonna like brush my teeth and get curled up under a blanket. And I'm actually kind of hoping I freeze him out a little. Good luck with that, right? It's not gonna be warm overnight. So at some point when I wake up, I'll have to close the windows and turn the heat back up. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave that open and get a little bit of sleep. So that's what I'm doing. And we'll see. I'll get back to narrating again tomorrow.